Welcome to the Lone Ranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. I am the Lone Ranger. And on this show, we talk about how to save money in real estate, how to get the best mortgage, how to save the most when getting a mortgage. You know, what does PMI do for you? How can I get into the market as a first-time home buyer? How can I buy a vacation home? What about investing in real estate? Is that a good idea? Well, we're going to talk a little bit about this, and I'm going to bring on an amazing guest that I truly love and I'm so proud of. In my next segment, I'm going to interview Chase Woodburn, who is my son, and he is just turned 23 years old, bought his first home at 22 years old, and has impressed me with everything he's done. He was a great student. But he bought his first home, and he is going to be looking at buying his second home soon. Now, listen, he just turned 23 years old. He's going to look at buying his second home soon, and he's going to walk us through the journey because, you know, I've been in the real estate market for a long time, and we kind of hope that things might spill off onto our kids and learn from some of the things that we've done. And hopefully we can, make it easier for them. But I really had, he amazed me when he did this, because he did this all on his own. I didn't do it for him. I didn't give him the money. I didn't do anything for him. And yet I'm in a position where I could have, but just like when he turned 16, I made my kids buy their own car. Now, I told them I'd match them on their own car, okay? But here, I've got enough money I could buy them a new car without any problem. But I didn't. And why didn't I? Because I think they show that they have more responsibility in the things that they own when they contribute themselves. And, I'm not judging you if you bought your kids a car or co-signed for a car. I personally will never co-sign for my kids. It's not going to happen. I see so many issues with parents that do that. And what they do is they co-sign for the kid. And the next thing they do, they come to me and they go, oh, we really want to buy this house on the beach. And they look at it and go, yeah, I think we got a problem. And you have these three other car payments for these three other kids that you co-signed for. No, they can get their own loans. Get their own loans. Show them how to do that. Make them do that. It's important that they understand those lifelong lessons. We're not helping them out when we cater to them with everything that we do. Anyways, that's my opinion. You may have a different opinion. But, hey, it's my radio show, and I get to express my opinion the way I want to. How about that? Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. I am the Lone Ranger. If you want help with your mortgage, I'm here to help you. I help people buy. I help people refinance. It's a great time to refinance, get rid of PMI, convert folks from 30-year to 15-year, saving them tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's what this show is all about. How can I help you save money? I'm a local businessman. I've been in the business for 32 years. I've been in the same location for over 20 years. My wife and I bought this building over 20 years ago. I have employees that have been with me for over 16 years. I've got clients that I've done 4, 5, 6 mortgages for over these generations, helping their kids and now their grandkids become homeowners and refinance and save money. That's a really gratifying thing for me to do, because it shows that I am helping some folks. As a 10th grade dropout, I didn't know that I'd ever have the opportunities to live the lifestyle that I do right now. And I live a pretty good lifestyle. I really do. I'm very blessed. But I'm blessed because there was a time in my life after I lost my folks, because I was young when I lost my folks. I was 15 when I lost mom. I was 16 when I lost dad. They died 8 months apart. And, I'm not telling you that for sympathy of any type. I'm just telling you that because as a kid that was orphaned at 16 years old and quit school in the middle of the 10th grade, you wouldn't think that, that I would amass much wealth, okay? Let alone not even being, in jail right now. So, and there were times where, I could have come darn close to it, made some bad decisions, did some things that I regret looking at back. But if it wasn't for people that looked at me and cared about me, mostly my parents' friends, looked at me and said, yeah, I don't think your mom would be real proud of what you're doing right now. And so I had to make some life adjustments. And even though my two brothers got a much better education than I did, I knew that I either had to go back to school and get a good college degree and find something that I really liked from my educational and work it into my profession, or do something that I really liked. And I liked sales. And I liked sales because I found that I was able to find things and products and services that I was able to provide to people that I liked and believed in. And I believe a good salesperson is a great opportunity as long as they're selling something and believe in something that truly is worthwhile. Well, what's more worthwhile than helping people get money to buy a house? I mean, it's an amazing opportunity. So I get to help people. I can sit down with you. I can sit down with your adult children. I can sit down with your adult children, and I can show them how we can start today. And by the time they retire, they are going to have a lot of money to retire on. And that's what people did for me. And I'll tell you, it took a little bit of discipline, but I was able to amass a lot of property. I always bought them with minimum down. I didn't buy investment properties. I bought owner-occupied properties, lived in them, turned them into investment properties, and they accumulated a lot of wealth, a lot of rental income for me. I mean, you think about that. If you buy 5 properties, just 5 properties over your lifetime, and you keep them all, and you put minimum down, you never scrape off the rents, you always put them toward the mortgage, you'll have 5 properties in 21 years free and clear. Well, if you bought each property for, like, say $250, then $3, then $350, then $4, then $450, and then $5. Now, at the end of 20 years, you have about $2 to $3 million worth of real estate, all free and clear, paying you $15,000 to $25,000 in rental income. Now, I don't care what inflation does, but $15,000 to $25,000 a month in income is pretty darn nice. If you don't have that set up for you, and you're not helping your children or your grandchildren set that up and encouraging them now, then we're making a big mistake. So I'm going to bring on Chase Woodburn in the next segment. We're going to talk about how he did it, what his journey was like. But wrapping up this first segment, I read this article that was done by the Federal Reserve of St. Louis, and it was talking about millennials and Gen X and the baby boomers, and how they are so far behind their previous generations. And like white millennials are behind about 11% from their previous generation, but black millennials are behind 52%. That's insane. And since we have a lot more black folks in Congress leading the country, our vice president, things have really progressed for them, but yet the people are falling behind. There's something wrong with that picture. There's something big wrong with that picture. There's so much separation right now. We need to come together as a country. But here's when I look at that, and I look, because I laugh. Almost all my employees are minorities. Okay, I'll just tell you right now, almost all my employees. I got a few gringos in here, but they're almost all minorities, and I love them. They're family to me. I'm here to make sure that I provide a great environment for them to work in, and that they are helping other people, whether they're minorities or not. But let's look at this. If the current generation is falling behind, but in the last 3 years, they made up all but about 11% of how far they were behind. They were behind like 28%. Now they're behind, I think, 4% for whites, but black Americans are behind 52%. Then what did the people do to close that gap? You know what they did? They bought stocks. They bought real estate. They bought stocks. They bought real estate. It's a no-brainer, you guys. I'm going to show you how to get in the game. Stop living on the sidelines of life. That's what you're doing if you're not in the real estate game. We'll be back in about 5 minutes with more of the Loner Ranger Show, and we're going to take you through a journey on becoming a homeowner as a young adult. We'll be back in 5.